Hey, welcome back. This is Burnaflick. I'm with myself, Jonah, Zach, and Aggy. Aggy is a new guest, and we welcome him. Hello, Aggy.
Hi, Aggy.
All right. So this week we're talking about Event Horizon, and that's a movie that I picked because the main reason I picked it is because I was following this video game that's coming out. It's called the Callisto Protocol, and it's like a spiritual successor to Dead Space. And Dead Space was like this old 2008 game where you like show up on this like spacecraft and there's monsters and shit, and it's very atmospheric, very creepy. And I was watching video game footage of the Callisto Protocol, and then I thought of Event Horizon because Event Horizon is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Aggie's seen it, Zach's seen it. I don't think Jonah's seen it. Quick synopsis: Event Horizon. Sam Neill is the main character, or so we think. And he and Lawrence Fishburne, who is like the captain of this rescue mission group, they go out to check out this spacecraft called the Event Horizon. And the Event Horizon, like they lost contact with it for like 7 years, and then it showed up one day, and they're like, "All right, go check it out, go rescue people there." So that's what that movie is. Yeah.
So in this movie, they travel through essentially deep space past the belt to Neptune, I believe is
Neptune.
where
Yeah, that's
they're
what
in Neptune is where they heard the distress signal
Mhm.
in like the upper they saw ionosphere of Neptune
Yes.
or something.
Yes.
And they hear a bunch of things. They hear words, and apparently one of the doctor on board is the one who understands Latin because he says, "Oh, I hear Latin."
Yeah, no, I find that highly sus.
Yeah.
Because like they said that like, oh, Houston went over the distress like audio and they couldn't figure out what it was.
Mhm.
And then this fucking one guy on this team is like, "Hey, I know what that is." As if like there aren't experts on Earth, as if there's nobody in all of NASA who could have like understood Latin or like have contacted someone from a college somewhere who understands Latin.
Any attorney
Yeah, an attorney.
had to be the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liberate me.
Yeah.
Well, there's an interesting theory about the movie also.
Yes, Aggie told me about this. I found this highly interesting. What's this theory?
So a lot of the people who've seen the movie, they relate this thing back into Warhammer 40K, which is like this nerd sci-fi setting that I'm very into. And it's one of the reasons why I watched the movie, because I heard about the theory before I actually saw the movie.
Yeah.
And it basically, if people were to say this movie depicts humanity's like first ever like space travel, like faster than light space travel in Warhammer, there would be no way for you to say that wouldn't be the case.
So you're saying this is a lore accurate
It would be a lore accurate
depiction
No one's ever came out and said it.
of humanity contacting or humanity attempting faster than light travel in Warhammer 40K.
Yeah.
It would look like this movie.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
going into it without any of the knowledge that they have.
And if you know, if we talk about it more, we're gonna get into spoilers. We are gonna get into spoilers, but I want to know. So Jonah's never seen this before. What was your initial reaction?
At first I thought it was gonna be like Alien or like any of the Alien movies or like something like
Like a monster?
yeah. I thought
Okay.
there was gonna be something on board that took out the old crew. That's what I was expecting. I didn't expect it to be like
The way it was.
yeah, like almost like
literal
so fucked
hell.
up.
yeah, like otherworldly. I was not expecting that. That definitely like threw me through a loop. I definitely knew Sam Neill. Sam Neill.
Mhm.
He was compromised. Like that
Oh,
guy.
You felt that from the get?
I felt that from the get go because just the way
Yeah.
he was acting really suspicious throughout like most of the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
With like his weird dreams about his dead wife.
Mm-hmm.
Does he ever actually address his wife to anybody?
No.
Exactly, right? Like,
No.
you don't.
Never.
We already assume. I
Yeah.
assume,
Yeah.
of course.
So
It's 100% correct.
Yeah.
the first time I saw this, I thought the wife was like part of the crew or something.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like in
Yeah.
Prometheus,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
the Prometheus, the husband and wife are there, and
Yep, yep.
they're on a trip together. Not trip, but like mission.
But yeah, it turns out the wife had nothing to do with
Anything.
Event Horizon at all.
Mm,
Yeah.
She wasn't on there. She just
Totally.
slit her wrists in a bathtub, apparently.
Yeah.
He was just super
Um,
fucked up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I will say, like, I saw this movie when I was 12. Over
Yeah,
like
no,
13, 14
I
years.
saw this movie when I was really young. I saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel
You said
first
And
time.
I'm thinking about
12?
Yeah, leave me alone.
12 years old.
I was watching South Park at like 7.
The movie came out in '97.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I
Um,
was weird. The movie's 25 years old. We're talking about spoilers, but if you haven't seen it, it's been 25 years.
yeah, no,
It's not. It's your fault.
we're not this podcast. We don't care about spoil. We're gonna spoil everything in this podcast. So
Disclaimer
yeah.
is already there.
If we're talking about a movie, we're gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
End
So
of
like,
story.
this is Lawrence Fishburne's first movie as the captain of a
Dude,
spaceship.
I forgot that he was in this movie.
Oh yeah.
I saw the name in the opening credits. I'm like, oh yeah, he's
Was
in this.
Was it Lawrence Fishburne or Larry Fishburne?
No, it was Lawrence.
Because in the
It was
original,
Lawrence.
the first movie I saw him in where he's credited was, I believe it was Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors,
What the
where
fuck?
he was an
Is he a cop?
orderly. He was an orderly.
Oh, orderly.
at a-
I do remember
yeah,
that.
but he went by the name Larry Fishburne,
I think that's so funny. Okay.
right? And he realized, actually, I'm a good actor. I'm gonna start, taking myself seriously and put myself
Yeah.
out there and be like
Lawrence
Fishburne,
of Arabia.
Sir Lawrence Fishburne
Sir
of Arabia.
Lawrence Fishburne.
But yeah, the second movie he was in as the captain of a ship
Yeah.
was Passengers in 2016, 17.
Passengers?
Yeah, it's a movie with Chris
No, he was
Pratt.
captain of a ship called the Nebuchadnezzar
Yeah.
in this
No,
little
no.
indie flick called The Matrix.
Never heard of it.
Oh, third movie. First movie, and then Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah, I don't know if
Wha-
you've heard of it, but
No, I've never seen the Matrix. The Matrix Revolution, Reloaded, and Matrix Revolutions.
Nebuchadnezzar wasn't a spaceship. Just saying.
it was a ship.
Ooh, yeah.
We didn't say spaceship. We said
Actually,
ship.
I said spaceship.
Oh, did you?
I
Yeah.
did,
All right, well,
but we'll agree to disagree, even though
we'll agree to disagree. I think I won though, but let's just leave it at.
All right, but yeah, this movie is like,
Yeah.
in its own way, it's good. But there's some aspects. I'll jump into the end
Yeah.
in a way.
Good. Yeah.
Where when there was fighting going on, and then
Yeah.
when people hitting the wall, you hear the
Yeah, I know, dude. What
I was
the
like,
fuck?
that's so cheesy. And I'm like, and it's the same. 'Cause movies use
yeah.
the same sounds in a lot
Yeah.
of movies. Like that
Exactly.
scream. It's actually named the scream.
The
Like,
Wilhelm, Wilhelm
Yeah.
scream.
Oh, the
yeah, the
Wilhelm.
Wilhelm. Yeah, but in this one, you hear the.
I thought that was great.
And the guy in the spacesuit, he's
So
like,
bad.
"I'm gonna use one. I'm get there. I'll move back to the ship." and then when you can tell that he's
Yeah.
voicing over his lines,
Oh,
like
okay, I didn't notice that. Did he?
yeah, well, you can tell like he's voicing over his lines because
Yeah.
there's a difference between voice actors and actors. 'Cause
Right.
when you're voice acting, the acting is way different. The guy's probably recording like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
he's supposed to say, but it
Yeah.
has no preference to not preference or no reference of how he's
Like
supposed to do it.
visual
yeah.
film. Yeah. Okay.
And then you can tell that though that was 100% voiced over because that's what they do.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, that's so
Sense.
cheesy. The movie itself is pretty cheesy, but it's
It's-
good for what it came
I
out.
think it's a good cheese.
Yeah, it's a good cheese. It's like
It's like a Gouda.
it's like a Gouda. It's
Yeah.
Gouda.
Yeah, it's like
Good, good
no, maybe it's not
Gouda.
Gouda. No, it's not. That's too high up.
Like a sharp cheddar.
It's probably from Munda.
Sharp. American.
I'm not from Munda.
Not from Munda.
Velveeta.
Velveeta.
It's
Yeah,
Velveeta.
it's Velveeta.
Let's be honest here. No, I never liked this movie. I'm just gonna say it right out. When I saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel as like a kid, I thought it was dumb the way it ended. Didn't like it, and I still don't like it. However, I do acknowledge that the concept, the premise, and like a lot of the ways that they
It's there.
attempt to depict the quote unquote horror, I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Like Jonah said, it's not a monster
Mm-mm.
slasher killer thing. It kind of becomes that at the end with Sam Neill. Sam Neill goes all Hellraiser on them.
That's exactly what I got out of it.
Yeah.
It was literally Hellraiser. He was Pinhead.
yes, exactly.
I think that threw me through the biggest loop because, all the things that I've seen Sam Neill in, which is very limited. I think like I've obviously Jurassic Parks,
Yes.
and then he played the antagonist in like first couple seasons of the Peaky Blinders.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he was the cop.
Yeah, he was like the detective trying to like take down Tommy.
I forgot he was an
Shelby.
English actor
Yeah.
because I
He's,
mostly knew him from Jurassic Park.
I think he's Australian or he's either a Kiwi or Australian. I think he actually might be from New Zealand.
Oh yeah, maybe something of an
but yeah.
English sounding accent.
He was in Where the Wild Things. No, he was in Hunt for the Wilder People.
Hunt for the Wilder
That's
People.
what it was.
He was he's
Yeah.
80.
He's 80.
Yeah, I looked this up.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I might be wrong. Now I feel weird about myself because of how.
Okay.
Let's see.
I don't think that's too far fetched because I mean actors do age.
Are
That's
you
true.
sure about that?
Oh, he's
That's a
75.
hot take.
Sorry, he's 75 and he is a Kiwi.
Might as well be 80.
He might as well be. Yeah.
I want to ask you guys about the opening crawl credits and the music choice. Do you guys remember the music choice for the opening crawl credit? It was like this super cheesy, super low budget, like it was like
It was the 90s, bro.
was the
Like
90s.
it was
also-
late
doesn't
90s.
have to
It was
be-
approaching.
it doesn't
the
have to be
21st
that
century,
bad.
It
like-
was the same as the end credits.
it doesn't have to be that bad.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't pay attention to the opening credit sound, but I did pay attention
Yeah.
to the end credit sound, which is the same thing.
Oh, it was.
It was, and it was like, can you imagine if
What
Star
the
Wars
fuck?
ended like that?
Oh my
Yeah, but I gotta remind you that the Matrix was that the entire movie.
Well, no, The Matrix ended with Rage Against the Machine.
Mhm.
Whoa,
that
whoa,
song, and
okay,
that song-
sure, but the opening and
Yeah.
the way through.
Wait, how was the opening? I don't remember the opening.
It's like that.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But the Matrix movie,
Yeah.
it's actually a movie that it fits. It fits the.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Now for a
it's
horror,
like
it's not really technically a horror movie. It's what is it? It's a mystery suspicion.
what, The
movie?
Matrix?
No.
Oh, this movie.
Event Horizon.
I think this
It's
movie.
a sci-fi thriller.
I think
Yeah,
Sci-fi thriller.
sci-fi thriller.
I think
It can be.
I think
skewed
it
as-
wants to be a sci-fi horror. The movie wants to be horror.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's what it's trying to go for. Most of the horror happens in the first like 3/4 of the movie.
Yeah.
They don't really go to like thriller slasher territory till the very end. Kind of like Sunshine. I don't know if you guys ever
Yeah.
seen Sunshine.
Mhm.
It's one of my favorite Chris Evans movies.
Yeah, it's Sunshine's a movie. It's another movie that takes place in space, and they're doing like they're investigating a.
They're trying to restart the sun.
They're trying to restart the sun. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
And they get to a spaceship that was abandoned, and then they figure out, oh, what happened to the crew on this spaceship, and the sun plays into it.
Platform scene was
Yeah.
my favorite.
But just like in that movie, there is a slasher monster evil guy who goes around killing crew members at the very end.
Yeah, he doesn't
Just
reveal
like this
himself at
movie.
the end. Yeah,
Yes.
same concept there.
Which I found to be stupid. Why must they always do this every time?
At least Sunshine was an ensemble cast.
And Sunshine had a great soundtrack too.
Yeah.
This movie not so much.
I thought the opening scene for this movie, like it reminded me of like the opening to PS2 games.
What?
Yeah, I think there's like PS2 graphics, and then all of a sudden like
Oh yeah, you're right. Because it shows the zero gravity shit just like moving and shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Watching the water being bubbled up, you're like,
Yeah.
whoa.
yeah, I thought this was
Top
like
notch CGI, boys.
yeah, I thought I was like in a cutscene.
It's the era.
Yeah.
It really is. PlayStation 1, was it around back?
Yeah,
PlayStation 1 came in
yeah.
1996 or
Yeah,
1994.
this is the
So,
era of PlayStation
That is
1.
they probably that's what they had.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, I'm not judging because like,
I am judging.
It's technology of the time. And you got to
Well,
give
yeah,
it to
but
them.
Jurassic Park came out in '91, and it still looks fucking amazing. So,
Yeah,
like,
so
They
because
also had
a lot of it was
practical effects.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
practical
CGI.
effects. It wasn't CGI.
but they had CGI.
Yeah,
The
but they
T-Rex chasing the Jeep through the night, that T-Rex was entirely CGI.
nah, dude, that's 20 dudes like
They all
Cirque du Soleil
just
guys like on
like a
stilts
Trojan
on
horse
stage.
inside the T-Rex.
You ever seen the?
Um,
Remember when "What Are Those?" That joke came out? People were making fun of shoes, like "What are those?"
Yeah.
And they took a scene
Yeah.
from Jurassic Park where the Apatosaurus is going up like that, and it said, "What are those?" He's wearing shoes. And, like
Oh,
perfect
man.
CGI.
As much as I enjoy bashing this movie, I will say the acting was good. Lawrence Fishburne was good, and the part I was able to see that his lines are trash. The writing is trash,
But he delivered it.
He delivered it really good,
Can-
and I think as a kid, I didn't realize how bad the writing was until I watched it now, and some of the things Lawrence Fishburne is saying, that's retarded. But
You did know it was bad.
yeah. Oh,
You
hey,
hated the movie.
did
you just didn't realize it.
did you guys catch how they talked about CO2 scrubbers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I caught that. And I'm like, oh, what the hey gang, hey, yeah,
Lower level.
yeah.
You guys don't relate.
Yeah, you got it's fine, whatever.
Submarine shit.
Yeah. Welcome to Burnflick.
I think one thing that I noticed is I'm picking out the funny parts of this movie. By the way.
Yeah.
When they're getting turbulence entering the atmosphere of
Oh yeah.
and then Lawrence Fishburne
Let's
sitting
talk
in the
about that.
seat, and I'm just talking about when he's sitting in the seat.
Yeah.
And he's just shaking like the seat driver while trying to he's just like
Yeah, I know.
over there. It's just
You would think that there'd be a platform where he could stand all
Yeah.
captain-like,
Like,
but no,
or-
he's in this cradle that's
Or,
hanging from the ceiling.
or
and
maybe just like a Captain Kirk little seat that turns around like
Yeah,
get me
exactly.
my massage.
No,
gun."
there was that one point where, the whole crew was going to do what they were supposed to do, and he waited until his chair came, did a complete 360
Yes.
to get out of his chair.
You know what's funny? At
What?
first, when I watched that part, I didn't notice that he was there because it was turned away. And I
Okay.
thought when he said captain, I thought he was talking to Lieutenant Stark, the woman.
Okay, yeah.
I thought
the
she was the
XO.
captain. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he turned around and I'm like, oh, there's the captain. I didn't notice. I thought it was just a pylon hanging down or something.
Yeah.
It was a scope or
The,
something.
that design of that ship's it's not good. They send that one back to the drawing board.
Maybe they use that as a precursor to the Nebuchadnezzar.
Hey, I want to talk about that scene though. That turbulence scene
Oh,
where
yeah.
who else thought they were being completely stupid? Cuz I'm thinking you're driving blind, basically you're in low visibility. You should station a guy topside to
Yeah,
fucking.
no, that's not how space
You gotta
works.
station a guy topside to sound the whistle every 5 fucking minutes or some shit like that.
But technically, they
But
weren't.
no, why were they going so fast?
Because they're in space.
Yeah, but they know that
No. You gotta
the
think.
guy
you gotta
guy was
think
like,
about
we're
distance.
10,000 meters away. I'm like,
No. You
okay.
gotta
And he's
think
like,
about
we're
distance.
5,000 meters away. Yeah.
Distances in space are so when you're getting from point A to point B in space, you're not talking about 10,000 meters.
But that's what they said in the movie. That's what he was reporting to the captain.
10,000 meters closer.
10,000 meters away, captain.
900 meters.
I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Slow down.
No,
You're getting
yeah,
closer
they
to the
definitely
thing.
should have slowed down.
Yeah. That's a close CPA. That's a critique.
that is-
In space, that's really close.
Especially in
I feel like if
Yeah.
you're getting that close in space, you're wrong. There's
Yeah.
no. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You tell me you couldn't see that with nothing, with no light. It's
Yeah.
giving off its own light. You
'Cause-
couldn't see it.
Because I'm thinking
5
like,
miles is not enough.
on a-
So
on-
wait, I'm just curious. If,
Yeah.
if a nautical mile is
Yes.
2,000 meters,
okay.
what's a space mile?
I don't fucking know.
Well, space goes
do you
by
think? Do you
astronomical
think
units.
they would
Right,
change it?
right.
Would
Yeah.
they change it to space miles?
Definitely.
Well, they go by
I don't see
What's the
astronomical.
fucking difference?
They go by astronomical units in space.
It depends on how many parsecs you
AU.
get.
Yeah, but an AU is
One
a
parsec is 3
an
light
AU is ridiculous.
What's an
Yes.
AU?
An AU is a distance from Earth to the sun.
Oh,
Yeah. So they gotta shrink it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So if that's like the standard metric in space,
That-
you
if
need
that's
space
considered-
miles.
okay, yeah.
So
Space
what would it be?
A space mile should just be 1
You
kilometer.
know what? A space mile should be 1/10,000th of an AU. I think that's what a space.
but what's
mile
an
should
AU?
be. I don't fucking know.
Exactly.
Whatever that is.
It's a
273
fucking
million
stupid
miles.
number that no one nobody but like the one person who went to college should actually
Wouldn't
navigate with
AU change? Because isn't the distance from the Earth and the sun like constantly fluctuating as we're like going around,
It's an average.
right?
It would be. I
yeah,
don't know
it
how.
goes
I
by-
don't
It's
know
not
what
like
it is,
we're
but
on a
I think it's
track.
an average.
Like
Or
yeah.
We're on an ellipse, right?
we're on an ellipse. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
I think they utilize the shortest distance.
shortest.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I don't know how they measure it, but
Yeah.
it is a fixed number.
Are you telling me there's not a single astrophysicist in this room right now?
No.
Is that what I'm hearing?
I didn't.
Where's
I mean,
this
I tried
bullshit?
college. It didn't work.
I
out.
I watched every season of the Cosmos, so I think I know what I'm talking
Oh
about.
shit! All right, we have an expert in here
With Carl
boys.
Sagan, okay?
He loves. Well, no, never mind. I'll
Okay.
think of Neil deGrasse.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
That guy has an ego.
He does. Have you listened
He
to
has
his?
a bit of an ego.
He did a podcast with Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
and he's like, no, shut up, listen to me. Wait, whoa, relax with all your honorary doctorates, okay? Honorary PhDs.
He loves talking about water towers.
Water towers?
Yeah.
Why?
You want me to get into what he talks about?
Not
It's
too
kinda-
much.
it's
Just
kinda-
give me
it's
the just give
Kind
me
of long-winded.
just give me
He-
the cliff
Nah,
notes.
no, it's something you gotta watch.
Okay.
It's a long-winded thing, but he just starts talking about everything about about water towers, and it's interesting, but like
Yeah.
he like hypes it up for some reason.
Wow. Water towers and Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
It's another.
It's a really weird thing. He was like, "Don't get me started about water towers."
What did you guys think about the salvaged video clip of when they were going through the warp?
Were people? Was that like a death orgy or something that I saw? There was an orgy of each other fucking each other and ripping each other's eyes out.
I mean, if the world,
yeah.
if okay, let me put it. If we were on a boomer
Okay.
and we had to launch nuclear missiles and we knew we were going to destroy the world,
Oh, are we talking about a crushed step situation?
or a crushed up situation,
Yeah.
yeah, smoke a cigarette, butt ass naked, everybody's fucking.
So,
It's true.
Whoa! Oh! Just gonna zoom in.
oh, oh man.
UOC.
So when I was a kid,
Take turns.
I don't think they showed a lot of what they showed on TV. Like I think they were able to cut some of that on TV. But yeah, I remember seeing the captain showing his eyeballs, holding him out like, here's my eyeballs.
He was speaking Latin.
And speaking Latin, yeah. But I don't think there were that many shots of like the women getting like butt fucked or whatever they were doing.
It was
You were
really
watching
quick.
on
It was like 2
Sci-Fi.
seconds.
Yeah, but no, in that's
Oh.
what I'm saying. In the
Oh.
TV version, I don't think it had any of that. Because as a kid, I remember. As a kid, I remember the eyeballs. That's what I remember. So yeah, I thought I knew what I was gonna be watching when it came to that scene, but I got a little bit more. Yeah.
That ship's log was pretty specific. Like was someone carrying around a camera? And, all right, I'm gonna get a close up on all right, I'm gonna- eyeballs.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is funny. There's,
All right,
there's
that's a wrap, guys. They're gonna find this later. It's gonna freak them out.
This was really gonna get him, guys. All right.
Master is
Fucking-
has an interesting like sense of humor.
the captain telling the yeoman like, make sure you get this. Make sure you get all of this.
I'm gonna speak Latin. No one's gonna know what the fuck
I'm
I'm
gonna have
saying.
my eyeballs out. You want to get the eyeballs in my palms. Anyway.
We're here.
I took Latin in college. It's gonna get them real good.
I'm gonna say some cool shit in Latin, all right? Make sure you get my face in when I say it.
All right, cut to the orgy. Cut to the orgy.
Yeah.
All right. Also, with all this is make it only 3 seconds long and make it very difficult to understand what the fuck's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
The reference, like the reference points of the movie are askewed. There's you can base it, you can see what they're going with here, but it's like
Yeah.
it's really not giving you much to work with.
It's not. And I read the wiki for this movie, and apparently this movie was suffering through major developmental hell.
Mm.
And like they were like the director, Paul W.S. Anderson, don't get him mixed up with Paul Thomas Anderson
Or
Completely-
Wes Anderson,
or Wes Anderson.
which would be have W and S.
Yeah, there are a lot of
There's a lot of
Andersons.
Andersons.
Anderson directors. Paul W.S. Anderson. This is the guy that did Death Race. This is the guy that did Resident Evil. I think he has a very particular style of doing cheesy, quote unquote fun
Well, usually
horror.
he just kind of sells his wife's naked body on Resident Evil,
Oh, wait, he's married to Mia Jovovich?
isn't he?
Oh, I don't know.
I had no idea.
Actually, I don't know.
Huh.
Never thought. I thought she. Actually, is she?
Um,
To the internet.
I think Mia Jovovich is underrated. I think she's actually really good at acting. She just is in movies that are not known for quality.
Yeah. All he does is he pretty much puts her naked on screen and just
Yeah.
did some movies.
Did he?
It's a great. It works great because I mean, look at what
It's
happened
a
when he
proven formula.
look what happened. Look at his movies when he didn't do it, like Death Race.
Ah,
You know.
I mean, Death Race has a cult following. People liked Death
So
Race.
Death Race would have been great if it
Yeah.
was just a video game.
She was.
That's Twisted Metal.
Oh, that's why. Because he wasn't married to her when the movie came out.
Yeah.
Ah, there's your issue.
Okay.
She got married in 2009. She was married to
But
Luc Besson.
he kept doing it.
Really?
Yeah,
Did not know
and
that.
and Sean Andrews.
Interesting. I don't know who Sean Andrews is.
What did
But yeah,
She can still get it.
Paul God damn it. Paul W.S. Anderson.
he did? it.
Hmm.
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson. So Wes Anderson made this movie. Anyway, I think he is really good because like Resident Evil, right? Resident Evil, the scenes in Resident Evil where they're like going through the facility, like discovering like traces of all the shit that went down. Like I think that's really interesting. And they do that. He does that really well in this movie too. When they go to the event horizon for the first time, they're like looking around, they're seeing what happened. There's like blood and guts on the walls and shit. And like the core looks like some kind of evil artifact from hell. It's all spiky and shit. Like I don't know who fucking okayed that design. Sam Neill did. Sam Neill's
Sam
like
Neill was-
this. The
I
reactor
will not work on this movie.
Sam Neill was like
you
the
didn't have an
reactor
exposed
compartment
core.
needs to look like a BDSM torture room. There's got to be spikes everywhere,
We need some sort
and
of
there's got to be a ball in the middle with like
ball gag.
yeah, you got to have a giant ball gag in the middle that lights up and turns gooey.
Oh my god.
Sam, you're really starting to scare me. Listen, I'm not gonna work on this movie if this isn't exactly how it is.
And then cue development problems.
But what I'm saying is, the movie has a really cool feel, and I think like what Paul W.S. Anderson wanted, he wanted to go like full on horror, full on like gore, like even more blood, and like when they did test screenings, the producers, they had no idea what they were gonna get. They watched it for the first time, and they're like, "This is too gory. This is too gory, and we need to change it." And Paul W.S. Anderson was like, "No, you got all butthurt," and there's a little bit of back and forth, and eventually they had to cut scenes, and the cut scenes are lost forever, because there was a point where they wanted to do like a director's cut, but all that footage was gone, and the only left footage was this single VHS tape, and you can't like get a movie from that. So the end of the story is there will never be a director's cut, and that extra footage that they cut is gone forever. And it makes me wonder, like, could it have made the movie better?
You know, something similar happened to the new Doctor Strange movie, where when they did their test screenings, they brought it in front of a test audience.
Oh,
They said it was too scary for the audience that they were trying to sell it. to.
really? I mean, it is
So
Marvel
they had to
movies,
they had to
so,
redo
yeah.
a bunch of scenes, and they added all that stupid slapstick comedy that you hear in the movies, like all the crappy jokes. Like yeah, there's an occasional crappy joke that like the MCU is known for,
Yeah.
like, kind of like spliced in there,
Yeah.
but it wasn't now when you watch the movie, every time something like a jump scare or like
Mhm.
something actually happens, something creepy happens, someone has to say a joke. And
True.
you'll
Oh,
see that
really?
next time you go through and actually see that movie, you'll notice it.
Huh.
I think I know what you're saying. You know what movie? I'm not comedy wise. I think this
Yeah.
movie was that did the idea of what Event Horizon did, but did it pretty well.
Mhm.
Like not the whole Event Horizon, wormhole to another dimension thing, but
Like a creepy space.
Yeah, Pandorum.
Yes.
Pandorum
Yeah,
did it well.
Pandorum. I know we
talked-
mentioned
yeah, we
Pandorum
mentioned-
a couple weeks
Have
ago.
you seen Pandorum?
I don't.
Hey, fun fact: Paul W.S. Anderson produced Pandorum.
Oh,
Yes, he didn't direct. He didn't
wanted-
direct.
It was
didn't
round
write.
2.
He didn't do anything. All he did was like, "Here's money. Go make this."
do this.
More,
Yeah.
cor-
Do
more
that.
cornstarch.
Yeah.
More cornstarch. More goo.
You're gonna need buckets just to fucking
I,
fill a room.
I forget. Like who? What's the monster in Pen? Is it space cannibals? Is that what it was?
They were
space mutants.
people that
Yeah.
mutated over time
That's what it was.
because they had been there for a long time.
So barbarian, but in space.
yeah,
Space
Okay.
Falmir.
Got it.
Yeah.
Space bomb. Exactly. Yeah.
and
Skyrim reference.
I'm not going to talk about it since you haven't seen it. I don't want to ruin the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But because
I actually don't remember how the movie ends.
What was that?
oh, then I won't say it.
Yeah.
what was
Don't say it. Yeah.
What was that movie that takes place in like the trench, like in the Atlantic Ocean, where they're like
I don't
Or, like,
Abyss.
abyss?
What is
Yeah.
that? I've never heard of that.
It's a fucking the girl from Twilight.
Oh no,
Kristen Stewart.
underwater.
Underwater.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Underwater.
it's called Underwater, but with the ending with a big
Ye-
giant monster.
Yes.
From,
a specific big giant monster.
Oh,
from,
you haven't. I've been telling you need to watch it.
That is a good
What?
fucking movie.
We talked about this in Pennsylvania.
I don't remember.
Basically, there are these companies, and they
Remember-
find that there is a shit ton of oil
All right.
in the trench.
In the Mariana Trench.
I
Mariana
see. And then they
So
send
they
people
start
to
they,
go.
they start they have these massive oil rigs underwater. Huge.
7 to 8 miles deep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very.
Not a good idea.
Oh no.
No.
And this is like the skeleton crew. It's about the skeleton crew on board one of those things.
Oh.
And
Is
the
it good? Is the movie good?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
actually
it's
a
really good.
a
It's really
movie
well
that
done.
keeps you
And it's
shit.
on
it's
your toes.
it's a very similar.
Yeah.
It's actually like
Similar-
the feeling that they were trying to portray in this movie
Ah.
is throughout the beginnings of this movie
Okay.
are very similar to the feelings that you're gonna get when you watch this movie. It's
Interesting.
really well executed.
Yeah.
Underwater.
I think it's a great one. Now it's underwater.
with Kristen
It ain't-
Stewart.
Yeah,
Yes.
it ain't
And
space.
T.J.
I
Miller,
do like her. Yeah.
Yeah.
T.J. Miller
Mhm.
from.
Deadpool.
Okay.
One.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was gonna say the TV show.
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley. But yeah, no, I like him too. Is it like a horror comedy?
No,
Or, like,
no.
Oh,
There-
like
there
horror
is-
suspense.
straight
like.
horror
There
thriller.
is comic relief stuff with T.J. Miller. Like
Yeah.
very,
No. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because like,
very,
T.J.
very,
Miller's
very minimal.
I
Isn't
see.
Kristen Stewart like an A ganger in that one?
She is an engineer. Yeah.
Ah.
Straight up.
She's a
Really?
structural engineer.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I might watch that then.
It's
Hey,
good.
I do like how in Event Horizon the A ganger survives. I do like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
he's fucked up forever, man. After you see that
Yeah.
shit.
Well, he was a. They said
Well,
he was
no,
a
the-
rescue engineer.
The A ganger, the black dude.
Yeah.
Same shit.
He's a rescue engineer.
Yeah. He's the rescue. The
rescue specialist.
specialist.
Ah, okay.
I mean,
Yeah, but he like welds and like turns wrenches and
it
shit.
wa-
so,
well,
like,
actually,
yeah.
the guy who welded
I
died.
want to say.
no, the
the guy who
welder.
was fixing the place.
Well, I think that the actual engineer died. He blew up with the ship. But I
Oh,
think
yeah,
I
yeah.
think the guy that survived was he was like a what he was like the specialized A ganger that like did other things and didn't really do things with the division. He was like deck div.
he was detective.
You guys don't understand how useful I am. I'm really busy. No, I can't help you with maintenance.
I'm gonna go
Ah.
get qualified LS stuff.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Talking about,
I know I'm not qualified diesel, but broadband looks interesting. Let me go qualify that.
Oh, you're saying I can't stand this unless I'm
Yeah.
A school trained? Oh, never mind. Oh, he's I know what you're talking about. Well, we all know what you're
let me ask you this. In the movie, they said that like the ship is quote unquote alive. Do you think that's what's going on here?
talking about.
No. Okay, what do you think?
When he said the ship is alive,
Yeah.
I think that was poor writing in general.
that's,
That's all it was.
Okay, yeah.
That's nothing more than that.
All right.
And I think what they're trying to go with is that Sam Neill,
Yeah.
his crazy character,
Yes,
Sam
yes.
Neill, which was essentially the
His-
evil Sam Neill from a different dimension.
his Hellraiser makeover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was him saying that this is my creation. My creation is a living thing. Is probably what he meant.
Well, wait, my creation as in like this
Yeah,
ship.
because the ship is his. He said
Yeah,
he built
he
it.
designed it.
He designed it.
You know, when they first mentioned that, I thought they were saying he designed the core. That's what I thought they were saying. I didn't realize that they meant that he designed the whole ass ship. I thought it was
Well-
just the core that he designed.
Well, because they did
Yeah.
say like who like how do you know all these is like I
Yeah.
designed it
Yeah.
when they're talking about when they were specifically talking about the core.
Yeah.
And then when the captain Lawrence Fishburne
Yeah.
said that's an impressive ship's doctor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know,
I picked it up later on, but yeah.
So
So
that's one of the reasons why a lot of people relate this movie back to 40K.
okay, so the ship being alive, there's a lore reason behind that. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, everything technological
Okay.
has a machine spirit
A machine
in
spirit.
40K.
I see.
So if it gets corrupted,
yeah.
like the ship does in Event Horizon,
Yeah.
due to exposure to what would be called like
Okay, let's dive into that more because I know we touched on it earlier, but now I think we could talk about it now.
yeah. So in Warhammer 40K, there's
Yeah.
there's when you move between the way humanity travels
Faster than
faster
light. Yeah.
is they open up like a portal into the warp,
Yeah.
right?
A wormhole that goes through this different dimension.
Right, which
Yes.
is it used to be heaven,
Okay.
but then something called the War in Heaven happened, and it's
Yeah.
hell now.
Okay.
All right, and there's only hell.
Okay. Yeah.
The way they travel is basically there are these people called navigators,
Yeah.
and they're like psychers. They're like mages. okay?
Yeah.
And they can see the light of the Emperor. So the Emperor of Humanity acts as like a lighthouse.
Yeah.
If you're within the light of the Emperor, you're within what's called like the Astronomicon.
Okay.
Wait, so if you can see that,
Yeah.
you can move.
You can safely
you can safely traverse what
the
they
warp.
call like the tides of the warp.
Okay.
And everything there is
Yeah.
corrupting. There's fucking demons everywhere.
Yeah.
There's planets that are like literally made of just demons and bodies, and it's horrific, completely fucked up.
Yeah.
All right, time doesn't work. Everything that you see in this movie kind of relates
To that.
to that,
Okay.
almost in
So-
one way, shape, or form.
so-
The orgy
so-
thing,
Yeah.
that would be
That makes
that's
complete
in-
sense.
yep.
Yep.
There's
That
a-
is
there's a-
completely
there's a-
in line to what would actually happen in
Yeah.
the Warhammer universe.
if you're
I need to
exposed
read
to
into
Slanesh.
this.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
exposed.
Are there videos of this I can look? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Or it's just all literature.
What do you mean?
Like is
A
it
bloody
it's
or-
a game, right?
Is there bloody orgy videos that we can?
Probably.
Wait a minute.
There's if you want more of that, yeah,
Yeah.
there's probably more.
All
of
right,
that.
so to recap, when the crew of the Event Horizon first went through the warp, they went through the warp without any sort of navigational guidance by these so-called psyker mages guys.
Right, because there is
And-
no there.
Yeah,
If this would have been humanity's first foray into the warp,
yeah.
right, they would have.
They wouldn't know.
They wouldn't even have. The Emperor wouldn't even have been around.
Okay, yeah,
All right, so like, eventually humanity would have came up with another means of traveling, until
Yeah.
the tides would have calmed down,
yeah.
and they would have been able to actually
didn't,
travel.
Didn't you mention
Yep,
that
you also
there's
need-
shielding?
You also
of
need a
some
special
sort?
shielding. It's called a Geller shield,
Okay, yeah,
and obviously there's no shielding around
yeah.
this ship.
So what you're
So-
telling me is they didn't have the
Demons
correct
could l-
PPE
yeah,
prior to this evolution.
yeah.
So
basically, like-
that's what went wrong.
Always
Case closed,
wear-
Johnson.
Always wear
your gloves. Always wear eye protection.
Always wear your PPE. By the way, I got shocked this week at work,
Ooh,
and we had a fact finding about it. It was so much fun.
how'd that feel?
It felt shocking.
Yo.
Yeah,
So you would have to. It's like going underway, right?
yeah.
But you're missing like an entire like one of like the holes,
Okay, all right.
because like our submarines are twin holed, right? So yeah, if you're missing the outer hole,
I see.
you wouldn't be able to go as deep,
Mm.
right?
And if you do go deep, then you're gonna
Probably
your
die.
hull's gonna breach.
Yeah.
which means you're gonna die.
Instantly.
Yeah.
So when you first told me that, I found that to be very, very interesting. And if you guys read the wiki page, they actually reference that the writers for this movie were inspired by 40K.
It is literally
Yeah.
taken almost straight from the 40K
They're
genre.
inspired by 40K.
But they left out a lot of
Well,
tropes from it. I'm assuming they
well,
left out a lot of.
What they left out was
would've happened-
basic good writing. That's what they left,
They left
out.
out basic good writing, but the thing is that what you have to understand is that 40K takes place. If this
Yeah.
would be what, like 20, like
Oh, yeah, that's-
2200, right, or
Yeah,
something?
this takes place in
2300.
2047.
2047.
Yeah.
Blade
Okay.
Runner 2049.
All right, so
Two-
this is
2 years before that movie.
so this
yeah.
would be maybe like 50, like 40K takes place like 50,000 years later.
Yeah, because it's literally
or
40,000.
something
That's like-
along
that's
those
the
lines.
age,
Some
right?
yeah, exactly.
Hey, I do want to mention that this movie came out when
7.
97. They just had no concept of time and technology because they said that humanity first colonizes the moon in 2015.
2015, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, doubt.
Yeah.
It
Aged like spoiled milk.
was like you couldn't even figure out CGI, and you're thinking we can colonize,
Yeah, I know, right?
colonize
So
the moon.
you know what's so one gripe and one like well, it's not really a gripe, but like one great way of actually writing that
Yeah.
would be what they do in Starship Troopers, the book, where they refer to it as 20x, 20XX.
Oh.
He couldn't put. So he was like, I don't know when the war is going to happen,
Oh.
but I can say it's going to happen during that century. And there's a really
Okay.
good chance that people later on aren't going to keep reading my books.
Yeah.
So, at some point, I'm just gonna have it like, hey, look, here's a 100-year time span.
All right.
You know?
That's kind of like covering your bases there.
Yeah, it does, and it works out really well. I
Isn't
think.
Star Troopers the book pretty much like a jab at like politics, really political?
So,
I've
yeah, there was a
seen Starship
well,
Troopers.
watching Starship Troopers is different.
Yeah, that's
so
what.
the directors and the producers basically just grabbed the cliff notes. And made
Wait,
the
is
movie.
there a book first? Is the book the first thing that came out for Starship
Yeah,
Troopers?
the book came out like during Vietnam.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
Huh.
actually.
I thought,
It's one of the most. It's required reading
yeah.
for most military colleges in the United
What the
States.
fuck?
Yeah,
Really?
I thought it was. I read it was like
It's a phenomenal book.
Really?
I read it was like a jab at like the military-industrial complex.
No.
Huh.
I thought that's what I never read it. So
So it talks a lot of shit towards the governments. of the
Isn't the
world.
movie comedic?
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
The book is not comedic.
It's another '90s,
Yeah.
the book
it's
is
like RoboCop.
not
Guy
comedic
shoots his dick
at
off or
all.
something. Yeah.
It's not.
does
It's
happen.
a super serious like book about like basically
So they
have you
butchered
ever
the book when they
have you
made
ever
the movie.
seen like any of the cartoons, video games, or movies?
Of
where-
Starship Troopers?
Yeah, or like
No.
even like clips.
I've seen the meme like I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part, but
Yeah.
but those are the troops, right? They're wearing like flak armor,
Yeah.
guns, right? Okay, so they look like normal soldiers, just in the future.
Okay.
All right, so this is the difference between the movie where it's just a futuristic soldier
Yeah.
versus the book soldier.
What's the book soldier?
All right, so there's only 10,000 infantrymen in the entire human like civilization throughout space.
What is there? Is the human population just that low?
No, when
Like,
they go to invade a planet, they only send 8 people
why do they only send 8 people?
because they have like miniguns that shoot nukes. These guys are running in like stilted power armor,
Yeah.
and they're running.
Are they like in Gundams or something? Is that what
no,
you're saying?
but they'll be like 12 feet tall in like these like small like mech suits, which
So
just
small
crazy,
Gundams.
yeah,
Okay.
crazy ass technology, just
Yeah.
like flip out guns,
Yeah.
and they drop in like ODST, and they'll just kill everybody on the planet.
Oh.
drop shot to
So
Right.
that's why, because they had already fought aliens before,
Oh.
and they
This is the Starship Troopers lore. Is that what we're talking about?
yeah, I know we're diverting, but
Okay.
not since we're on
I
the
mean, I
same-
don't care. We can
that's
divert. I
good.
don't give a shit. I'm just trying to put it all together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a like I said, it's just a really good book.
We were watching a drama movie. We were talking about a dramatic movie a long time ago, and ended up
Yeah.
talking about The Rock for like 25 minutes.
I mean,
Yeah. No.
Rock. Great books.
Diversions are welcome here.
All right,
We eventually get back to the movie. Eventually.
at some point.
At some point.
Yeah.
Oh. Can I just talk about how like there's no form of military bearing whatsoever amongst this crew, and like how
It's the Space Force, bro.
it's the Space Force.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is like the quote unquote A ganger is talking about putting his big hot meat stick into the XO. And
Yeah,
do
he
you
said-
guys remember that line?
Yeah, he said, he's
Yeah.
like, let me know if you want something hot and black in your body.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah. And she was like,
He was offering her coffee.
and she was like smiling about it.
In your dreams.
I think that's just another symptom of a 90s
Yeah.
sci-fi movie.
God, help that
which
movie
is
if it
which
had
is
Arnold
weird
in there.
because like Alien came out 20 years prior too. Like, and Alien wasn't actually
They were Marines.
Space Marines.
well that's Aliens. What about Alien? The
There was
first?
Marines and Alien.
Really?
Space Marines.
Space Marines.
Marines.
They're not Space Marines because this what Aggie told me a couple weeks ago or last week. Space Marines are actually not regular people.
No, they're super soldiers.
They're apparently like genetically modified, and you said they have like three
They have
hearts or something.
They have like extra organs.
They have
and stuff.
extra organs.
They
they're
have
not
extra
gonna-
organs. They have different organs.
They're sterile.
They're completely sterile.
They're
Oh,
like
so they're master.
9 feet tall,
Yeah.
They're
And there's different variations of them too.
And-
And there's taller.
and they have like mechanized shit fused into their flesh.
This is Alien, though, right?
no.
This
No,
isn't
this is
Halo?
Warhammer.
Yeah.
He's saying
Oh
like
my god!
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about Alien also.
I'm like,
No.
there's not an Alien. There's regular Marines, and there's also
No,
Space
no.
Marines.
But space. The word Space Marine is a very very particular thing in Warhammer, and like apparently like you can't just say Space Marine. I don't know.
I mean, I knew where he was coming from. when he
Okay,
said
all
Space
right,
Marines.
all right.
But
I think I just wanted to talk about what I learned last week. And,
generally
what I-
speaking,
I-
if
I
you
just
say
wanted-
if you do say
yeah.
Space Marine to somebody
yeah,
and they have any notion of what Warhammer is or
Yeah.
even heard of it, they would just be like, "Yeah, Space Marines."
Well,
Like Space Marines refer
well,
like
I
they'll
guess-
immediately think of the big dudes, 9-foot dudes in like ceramite armor.
yeah. I think it's kind of like elves, you know.
I was gonna say, are they like orcs or something?
No, they're human. Yeah,
No,
no,
I know-
but
I'm
what I'm
saying, are they like broody like them?
What?
I don't know. I don't know how. No, they're the way that you make a space marine is you inject a regular person with some bullshit, right?
It's called a gene seed. And it
That's what it
yeah,
is.
It develops organs.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah.
More you know.
But what I'm saying is, I guess it's like elves. If you like say like the word elf to somebody, it depends on whether they're more influenced by D&D or if they're more influenced by Lord of the Rings. Depending on what they're more influenced by, that will influence what they're thinking of when they think of the word elf.
Yeah.
Or if
So-
they're more of a Will Ferrell person.
So these Space Marines, I'd assume that like some shady deal went down, and like Master Sifo-Dyas made a deal with the Kaminoans, and now the Jedi have an army.
I think you're starting to get it.
Okay.
I think he's starting to believe.
He's beginning to believe. Lawrence Fishburne. All right. References. Thank you, everybody.
Oh man. So, Event Horizon.
Oh, can I actually? I have something
Yeah.
to say. Event Horizon. Remember when
Yeah.
Sam Neill goes into the bay that's just covered in circuit cards?
Oh, yeah.
It's just walls and walls of circuit cards, and he goes to this one little panel
Yeah.
with more circuit cards inside of it.
Yeah.
Those obviously, you saw those are literal.
Oh,
circuit
and
cards.
he started to perform work without doing like
anything.
any sort of like electrical like tag out or anything.
Yeah,
Like he just started touching
Straight
shit.
violation.
Yeah.
Space
Like-
critique.
yeah.
Did you perform IVVs on that before you started work? Let me talk to my chief.
Space,
God damn it.
Space gas.
I'm the goddamn engineer. I do what I want.
That's funny. I should have done that. Like, I never got in trouble with that kind of stuff on the boat.
Yeah.
Rebecca did, but like,
Shit.
little jab there.
We had a door.
Ooh.
But but like, if that were to happen and get caught, like, did you safely do this? I'm like, I'm not talking about anything without my chief here, without my lawyer present.
My chief is my lawyer.
Except he's a lawyer that's gonna fuck you.
Yeah, he's not in.
Yeah,
And you don't pay your chief. You pay him in time and tears.
and sadness.
Anyway, what did you guys think of Sam Neill's transformation ability near the end of the movie? And by that I mean the way that he was able to turn into the Burning Man from Lawrence Fishburne's memory back into Hellraiser Sam Neill. He was Mystique for like
Literally.
a minute.
Yeah. Was he doing? Do you think? Wait a second.
Do you think he
Was it-
actually transformed, or do you think he was fucking with Lawrence Fishburne's head?
I think he was actually transforming because I think it was another dimension him that came through,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Because
Because we never see him come back on board.
Yeah.
Because like he got launched into
He got,
space.
he
right?
got sucked out.
Yeah.
I think it was all in his head. I think
Mhm.
everything was like super. What do you call it? Super realistic when it came to everyone's. I don't know. Visions. Yeah.
Do you see? Yeah, I see.
So knowing what we know
Yeah.
about 40K,
Yeah.
anything in 40K in the warp can happen.
Yeah.
It's real, but it's also not.
Huh.
So it could be it could just be the warp fucking with us.
Do you
as
think?
as people watching?
Do
the
you
movie.
think Sam Neill's character is a psyker?
I think he's just corrupted, man.
Oh, all right, never mind.
But I mean, the
Yeah.
fact that he was having visions of his wife
Yeah.
and something else was communicating with him, it's
Yeah.
likely that he had some level of psychic ability.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because the other part of him came from the dimension and was on the ship the entire time?
I don't think
And
that
then he
was ever.
connected.
I don't think there was ever.
I don't know.
There's that reference. No,
I don't think there was like another Sam Neill from another dimension on board the ship. I think that's just the corruption doing
see.
fuck shit.
Mm.
However, like there's definitely something physically going on with Sam Neill's character because do you guys remember when he was getting sucked out? He was able to grab onto the metal grating and he was strong enough to fucking bend the metal grating as he was getting sucked out.
Well,
So like he has incredible grip strength, which is
no, that's
inhuman.
just 90s
that's just 90s
like
action hero
logic.
strength.
Yeah.
Of course he'd be able to bend this hardened steel grating.
We got to show that he's really holding on. How do we do that? All right, so here's my first idea. We just add like wind to the side of the screen, make it seem like it's like really going. No, that won't work. Bend the fucking metal.
Yeah.
That whole concept of air escaping something, it just looks like a smoke machine going off in one
Yeah.
small part of the whole in the ship. Oh
But-
yeah, it comes out in one tiny part. That's totally how like a vacuum works.
I really didn't like this ending, by the way.
It was I was sitting there, I was like, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
I didn't like the ending.
To be honest, I thought if they had the potential to do a sequel, obviously not knowing the what 40K.
Yeah.
Okay, not knowing any of that before coming in here today, I felt like they could have set up a sequel in that. Well, the ship didn't blow up for one,
Okay.
and like Lawrence got into the portal and went into whatever
Dimension.
dimension that I guess the first victim,
Hmm.
can't remember his name, went through.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Kind of like almost like a Stargate.
Oh,
Oh.
That's
Okay.
what I like thought this movie reminded me of a lot of like Stargate.
Ah. You know,
I thought you were gonna see. I thought there was gonna be at the end you see like the other dimension like directly.
I
At
know.
least-
Yeah.
At least for a little bit.
Big
That's what I was
letdown.
hoping for.
Big letdown.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna see something like
Yeah.
that. Oh, okay.
That and
It wouldn't let you.
I think
The writers, like I said, the writers were directly inspired by 40K. If you were to,
Yeah.
there would be no way to describe it in words or even on camera.
I disagree. I
No,
disagree. I think
in,
I think
in 40K, if you look at it, you go fucking
I
crazy.
think there's a way. They can come up with something interesting and terrifying. I'm sure there's a way to do it. And my inspiration for saying that is Interstellar. In Interstellar, he goes into the black hole and like it's this really interesting like room with like
strings.
cello strings or light strings, and it's
Developed from
very original idea, completely bonkers.
Developed
Um,
dimensional beings.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not saying it has to be like that, but you know there are creative people out there.
It's a
They're
good
very,
way. It's a good,
very
it's a good
inventive
platform
people out
to
there.
jump off of.
And I think there's a way that maybe not a sequel, but if they remade this movie, if they remade it and they actually fucking tried, right? And they actually had good money and good CGI, keep the good acting, but they actually try with the writing and to make it good. I think they can show a really fucked up, really interesting, terrifying sort of warp dimension. I think they could do it.
I don't think I would want to see a remake. I think that
Really?
gives like Chris Pratt the chance to
Oh my
like
God.
reprise Lawrence Fishburne's role, and then I just have to see Chris Pratt in like
Yeah.
yeah.
And like Lawrence Fishburne in like a cameo.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me. I'm alive.
But like
Time works
he's not
differently
even
because of
doing.
black
He won't even
holes.
be doing like Event Horizon cameos. He's just doing like Matrix cameos.
Oh my God.
Like
He
references.
shows up with his sunglasses
Yeah.
without the frame.
And
just
for some
like
reason,
that.
he has like a pill. He has like a pill addiction, and there's just only red and blue pills in like
Yeah.
his pill
Oh
bottle.
my God. And then Chris Pratt like comes riding in on his Velociraptor.
Yeah.
And doing the same pose the entire time.
Yeah.
The old man comes out with his eyes in his hand.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a gigantosaurus.
I feel like
Oh my
I feel
God.
as though Chris Pratt's tenure as as a successful actor might end after
It's not gonna
Guardians.
happen. No way.
I'm talking about his tenure
way.
as a breakout actor because he's not really doing much.
Well, he's not a breakout anymore.
Yeah, what I'm saying is
Yeah.
as a super relevant.
Maybe.
That's what I mean.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
of course, actors are gonna keep figuring out whatever.
I feel like Chris
like,
Pratt is in
Even
the
John
same.
Travolta maintain something every now and
I
then.
think he's in the same category as Vin Diesel. He's in the same category as like The Rock, like Kevin Hart. Like I think so, because like you get what you're getting when you watch a Chris Pratt movie. Like you're getting Chris Pratt,
Right.
and like some people really like that. And I don't mind Chris Pratt.
No.
He's very likable. But
He's got to deal with him like every now and then, just looking down. Just with
now,
his
if
eyes wide
Chris
open.
Pratt decided to do something completely out there, change it up, and like just really try to reinvent himself, maybe we could get something interesting out of him. I don't know.
He could be the next Walter White.
The next Walter White.
You think reinvent himself at 50 years old?
Yeah, just start cooking meth. That's not what I meant, Chris, but okay.
He is it. He's on.
I'm doing.
Fucking through it.
You son of a bitch! I'm
I'll
in.
start cooking meth.
I've been cooking meth this whole time.
How do you think I got this sick body?
Look at this beard. I've had this mustache ever since season 9 of Parks and Rec. Season 6.
When I was saying like the ending, I was talking about the fake out, the dream fake out. That's what I was talking about more so, not so much like the final act on the spaceship, which I agree, I didn't like it. I'm talking about like the very very end where like, oh, it was just a dream. You're actually getting rescued now. And then they just stop it right there. I thought that was super weak.
They should have stopped it during her
Mad
dream
weak.
and not made it a dream.
No, I think that would have been worse.
And then she's just
Yeah.
all things closing.
Oh, I was wondering if Justin was ever gonna wake up.
I completely forgot he survived.
I know.
I
I
didn't realize he survived.
it wasn't
until
until the very end. I'm like, who the fuck is his third body? And
Yeah.
like, I'm like, oh yeah, it's that guy. He's still there. I thought for sure he'd like do something else.
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of these like you're talking about. These are just editing issues and writing.
Uh,
Like we had to dumb it down to an hour and a half,
Yeah,
hour and 40 minutes.
I don't think the editing's that bad. I don't think it's that bad, except for the parts where like, okay, never mind. It's pretty bad. All right, okay. But okay, what I'm trying to say
People
is
in the '90s weren't ready.
what I'm
for like
tr-
a super fucked up ending.
what I'm trying to say
True.
is the movie doesn't drag. So in that sense, the editing achieves some sort of success. However, there are parts where I'm like, why the fuck are we doing this? Why, when the fuck do we get here? There's definitely continuity problems, confusion going on with the editing. But I think overall, in terms of pacing, I wasn't ever bored. But yeah, I think I was mostly bemused by how bad some things were. I think that's pretty much what carried me over for a lot of this movie. Shall we
I'm ready.
do the round? So we're at the end, near the end of our podcast, and basically what we're gonna do is we each say our piece about the movie and give a score.
Yeah, 1 out of 10.
It could be at 1 out of 10. It could be at 1 out of 5, out of 100, whatever you want to say.
Really,
Whatever score you
really,
want to give.
yeah, it could be thumbs up, 2 thumbs up,
Yeah.
no thumbs up.
Yeah,
What if I just give it a good old neutral?
a neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also neutral.
Totally give a neutral.
I want to like.
Uh,
wanna
di-
fuck people up.
pointing different ways.
Let's tease her.
I will start because this was my movie pick. I think last week when I mentioned that I'm picking this movie, I let slip that I didn't enjoy this movie, which is fine. I don't mind advertising that opinion of myself. I didn't enjoy this movie, for the most part. I thought that they never delivered on the freakiness that was hinted at. However, I do like that they were able to hint at some sort of freakiness, some sort of horror. I think they did a really interesting job building that. They just never fucking delivered. They never delivered. We got like a 3-second clip of the ship in hell, and that's about it. And yes, it was twisted and crazy and bloody and gory and there's debauchery and all that. Yes, I will concede that. However, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough to save this movie. It's not enough to change my opinion about this movie. But I can't deny that this movie left a mark on teenage me. Because when I watched it when I was younger, it freaked me out. I don't know if it was the jump scares. I don't know if it was the atmosphere. I don't know if it was that 3-second clip. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was Hellraiser or Sam Neill. But this movie disturbed me, and it disturbed me enough for me to remember it over 10 years later. So that's got to count for something, right? With all that said, I got to give this movie a 5 out of 10 because I just didn't like the movie. I didn't like the movie. I think it's very poorly done in very key parts, like the writing. Oh, Jesus, the writing. Some of the plot choices. Oh, my God. A lot of the fucking, some of the things that were going on in terms of editing, like transitioning from one part of the ship to the next, transitioning from one character to the next. Like a lot of times I was confused. It wasn't very clear what was going on. Even the second time around, I thought this movie was just weak in that sense, in the technical sense. That's why I gotta give it 5 out of 10. That's where I'm at.
Right.
Shall we go down the line?
Yeah.
Let's go down the line.
Like I said before, I thought it was a good cheesy movie. Well, not good, but it was definitely cheesy. I don't know if I'd ever watch it again. I might tell someone to watch it. I think 5 is a pretty good rating. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say this movie. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 10. And it's the lowest score I've given so far.
Yeah.
In our months of doing this.
Yeah.
But I will say, like some aspects I liked. A lot of aspects I didn't. The writing, you already hit the nail on the head, both of you so far. I did, however, enjoy learning this stuff about Warhammer 40K, right? And I want to look into it a little more.
That elevates the movie for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it actually gives some sort of like framework of like, okay, now it actually has there's something I can look into. Maybe I can piece together and salvage something good about it. Yeah. Even though I don't know much, I only know what you've told me, but at least it's something I could read into, at least put something together in the future. Yeah. I will never, ever again watch this movie. There's so many other movies that are like it that are actually good. There's no reason to actually watch this again.
That's actual facts. Yeah.
And I'm not talking shit about the director or anything like that. I've seen Paul W.S. Anderson's movies before.
He has a lot of shitty movies.
He a lot of shitty movies.
Yeah.
But he's got some decent ones and some watchable ones. But on the other hand, there's no reason. I wouldn't touch the movie again with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't have with one AU-sized pole.
I do like talking about it, though.
Yeah.
One space smile.
One space pile.
One space smile.
And I actually do not blame the actors because they did pretty good.
Great.
Yeah.
They did great.
Yeah. I will not blame them. I will blame the writing. They're just doing their job. And a matter of fact,
We could blame the producers too.
I think the actors saved it.
Mm.
I think the actors did a good job saving them. Like I've said
Yeah.
this a million times before. An actor,
That's a good take.
a good actor can make shitty writing a good movie.
Yep.
A bad actor can make really good writing
Mediocre.
mediocre.
Yeah.
But a bad actor and bad writing, that's just you're looking at the room.
Why even live?
Yeah, I think. I agree. I think if you would have thrown anyone else in there, that
Tommy Wiseau.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I did not kill her. I did not. It wasn't me.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Other than that, yeah, I was a 4, and that's that.
Cool.
Take it
So
away.
it's a
4 out of 5.
It's a 4.
4 out of 5 or 4 out of 10?
It's 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
Okay.
It's a 4 out of 16. No, I'm kidding.
4 out of 16.
So I've recommended the movie in the past.
Yeah.
So, and it's only to people who've been interested in 40K because that's why I saw this movie in 2016. And it was recommended to me by my best friend. And he was like, "Hey man, check this thing out. This is very like we were just talking about it." And he's like, hey, "Look at this movie. This is basically it." I saw it and I was like, "Yeah, that's it. That's just a really good depiction of 40K." I looked more into it and
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way this isn't inspired by it. And sure enough,
It is.
it is. And so that's the only reason I would ever recommend it to somebody.
Mhm.
Because I think the movie's a piece of shit.
Steaming
Yeah.
pile
And
of garbage.
the era that the movie came out in,
Yeah.
basically, people would go watch these movies and they wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, that CGI is fucking amazing." No,
Yeah.
they'd be like, "That looks like shit."
Yeah. They knew it was
They
garbage.
knew it was garbage
then.
back then.
We know it's garbage now.
Exactly. Nothing's changed. So
That reminds me of
they were limited by technology, but it was all CGI
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what people have to understand when they go in to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Right. You're not watching it for a good movie. You're watching it because the movie has a great concept,
It does have such a good concept.
mhm.
and that's where they started
so
at.
much potential.
They started at
Yes.
a great concept, and then it just fucking
Yeah.
The movie start is like this.
And-
It's a flat line, and it just goes.
They
and
were-
then it goes like.
because it was a great concept. They were probably able to pull
Yeah.
these great actors and probably a decent
Yeah.
budget at the start.
Yeah.
Right. But then a decent actor, or not decent actor, decent director.
Yeah.
And they, that sort of kept it from becoming a 2.
I don't think the movie is a complete train wreck.
It's not.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I
It's
think it is watchable.
Actually, I don't hate it. I didn't never. I also never said I hated it, but I just never watched it again and won't recommend it to anybody.
Yeah.
But if somebody does ask about it, I will tell them that
Yeah.
it's has redeeming qualities.
And
Yeah.
so even though I think the movie's crap,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I still like the movie.
Yeah.
I've never not liked bad movies. Like there are movies like I'll sit there and watch
That's a good
something
point. That's a
really
good point.
bad and just laugh my ass off the entire time.
Some Adam Sandler movies are terrible, but you watch
no.
it.
No.
You're saying none of them
I
are
won't. I won't. I don't. Yeah, no, I don't watch Adam Sandler movies.
Oh, hey, did I say I
Can't
watched
do it.
Hustle? I watched Hustle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was good.
That was good.
I think I think it might have been a little bit overrated. Yeah, I think so. I think it kind of had like a I don't know. It was all right. I thought it'd be more like Moneyball, but it wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I like it. You're talking about that movie. The joke about like, oh, it's CGI, and the movie for the '90s probably was decent. It reminds me of like a Nick Swartzen joke where he said, like, can you imagine if they played Transformers in the 1930s? Just people's heads exploding in the movie theater. Based on a true story. You say that to confuse high people. Like, when the fuck did that happen? I love Nick Swartzen. All right. So overall, we have a
Yeah.
4.5 out of 10.
yeah,
Is our lowest score
yeah,
to date.
it's all right.
This YTD of this fiscal year.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll pick something worse at one of these days.
This is important to pick bad
Yeah.
movies.
You guys,
I
you guys need to
agree.
redeem yourselves.
Redeem ourselves regarding what?
As
You
far
want-
as far as like,
Do you want to choose the next movie? I can.
I'll
we can
choose the
skip-
next
we
movie.
can. I'll skip me.
You sure?
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to be in the next one, I'll let you.
Do you want to get thrown into the rotation?
Yeah,
If you're gonna be,
yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, all right.
yeah, take it. I'll take it next week.
So
Cool.
I saw a movie a couple weeks ago. That
Yeah.
was excellent. And unfortunately, it's a new movie that came out, so you guys might have already seen it. Unfortunately, I don't know. Bullet
Yeah.
Train. Have you guys seen Bullet
I
Train?
saw Bullet Train.
No, I haven't. That's the Brad Pitt movie,
Bullet
right?
Train. I'm telling you right
Gas.
now.
The movie's just
I
straight
thought it was gonna be
gas.
terrible.
It's straight
I-
gas.
I thought it was gonna be awful.
beginning to end, bro.
Is
it
it
straight-
still in theaters or is it streaming?
No, it's streaming now.
It's streaming?
Streaming? Okay.
Streaming now.
What's it streaming on?
Probably everything. I don't
Everything.
know. Everything. Let's see.
Bullet Train, Disney Plus.
It's not on Disney Plus. He's not watching it.
Bullet Train, Bullet Train.
It is playing on YouTube, Redbox, Vudu, Google.
Oh, okay. So it's
Amazon
not.
Prime.
It's like on renting.
Yeah, you can rent it.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not streaming. It's streaming.
It's
rented.
streaming, but not streaming.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Not freeming.
Framing.
Yeah, the movie is actually. I'll watch that shit again.
I will watch it.
All
too.
right. So,
There's no reason for me not to.
Bullet Train. Bullet Train is.
Nonstop.
Honestly, it's my favorite movie this year.
Just like
Really?
a
And
Bullet
I
Train, nonstop.
like Top Gun.
Y'all,
Like-
you're hyping this a bit much.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I
it's
don't
worth
mean.
it.
I don't
who's
mean
the
to
best?
overdo.
Who's the best character in the movie? Just say the name.
Best character in the movie? The twins.
Twins.
The twins.
Oh, the twins.
Yeah.
So Tangerine and Orange
And lemon.
and Lemon. Yeah.
We should stop talking about it because
No.
I'm gonna get too hyped and then
We're just
Sorry.
saying names. We're just saying names.
My bad. I don't mean to hype it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is some outlandish like everything everywhere all at once.
It's a good time.
I think it's a good time.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
All right. It's
All
all
Sorry, I don't mean to like get your hopes up. I apologize.
All right.
It is a good movie though.
Let's-
I think.
My favorite
Let's-
character is Water Bottle.
Which one?
Water Bottle.
What are these names?
Oh.
All right. Hey, let's. We're
Oh.
gonna. All right. So the movie is Bullet Train, and yeah,
Starring Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, and we'll see you guys
Nonstop.
later.
Slick.